Hello friends, happy Sunday, let's chat.
Have some faith with it, you can call the shots. And every Sunday, you can have a coffee talk. Live with no limits, love is all we got. And every Sunday, you should have a coffee talk. Have some faith with it, you can call the shots. And every Sunday, you can have a coffee talk. Live with no limits.
You are not the special guest today. So my guest today is extra special and possibly quite predictable considering what day it is. She is the whole reason I am literally here sitting in front of you. So happy Mother's Day. Today I have my mom! Yay! The game track.
Like all the cats around.
Yeah, they're lurking. How are you?
Good.
Yeah. Well, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Oh. Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
I'm Sam's mom.
This is true. You can like scooch in and get comfortable. You're just like.
So.
Do you have anything else to introduce yourself with?
I actually was watching your video with your sister. It really made me think about your question that you asked.
Yeah,
what inspires you? All day today I thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing I could think of was your sister.
Yeah.
Because of everything we had gone through, I was told, don't let her see you cry.
Mm-hmm.
Stay strong for her.
Mm-hmm.
And now I look and see how strong she is, regardless of what she's been through.
Yeah. I mean, you can pat yourself on the back for that one. Stop it. Ariana Grande just came out with this song called No Tears Left to Cry, so that's immediately what I just thought about. I was like, got no tears left to cry. I just wanted it to be like the most cinematic moment, not to like take away from the emotion, but that's where my dumb brain went. But yeah, I mean, that's appropriate considering it's Mother's Day. You guys definitely, I mean, I was a young child when all that was happening, so I didn't fully comprehend the full curve.
It was kind of like my job was to do Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
And your father's job was to do you.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed at the hospital, I did all that stuff, and you guys came up all the time and heard the French fry thing, and I laughed. Because it's true.
It's true,
You did give her French fries. She did throw up. Yeah.
Whoopsie daisies. I just, like I said, I'm a ride or die bitch. She wanted French fry. I made it happen.
Yeah. But I think of all three of you.
Yeah.
You know, like, you inspire me because, like, the things you're doing right now with Ryan and everything, and I think, you know, you're going above and beyond. It's like you're stop thinking of you and what's good for you, and you just continue to keep going with, you know, but it's okay because that's you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm extra in all aspects, and that's one of them.
Come on. I had a little deja vu last week.
Yeah.
I had your brother go grocery shopping for me.
Oh, yeah?
And watching him dance around the grocery store reminded me of somebody we all know.
Who's that?
That used to dance around the grocery store.
They sound like a great time. I mean, there was a reason why all of Shannon's doctors called me Hollywood.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
But Casey, he's one in himself.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Now he's into besides the stars and everything else, and the atmosphere and the clouds and all that, now he's getting into the different food.
Oh, okay.
So now sending him grocery shopping was, yes, a plus, but a mistake at the same time because he's now reading labels.
Oh, okay, okay. I mean, which is like a good thing, but like, Mila, this isn't about you.
Hi.
Yeah, he definitely likes to educate himself in different ways. Like, he's not one to like follow by like the usual, like the normal, you know what I mean?
No, he's the one that can wear the polka dotted shirt with the striped vest on top of it.
Yeah.
Get away with it.
Yeah.
People say he looks good.
I mean, I do the same shit, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely an individual, and he's like grown up to be quite the interesting human. I wonder if you can see Miss in the frame right now. She's just like perched on the back corner this table. These are my children. Like, they're not exactly inspiring, but I believe the children are our future. I don't know the rest of the words. Oh, I skipped over that whole thing and we are 10 minutes in. You brought your own mug today.
Yeah.
Did you have a story behind it?
Actually, I bought it at a yard sale because it was such a big cup, and your brother saw it and wanted it, and I had to buy it just to irritate him.
Oh my god, you're a dick.
Because he likes to do so many irritating things.
That's what I'm saying. When he was younger, he was a brat.
He was a brat, right. So now you moved out and your sister moved out. And now you've left me at home. So now it's 2 guys against 1 girl.
Whoops, sorry.
So I have to deal with it. So if I can pull one over on either one of them, I'm going to do it.
I actually just now realized that I have a mug that I should have used. I mean, when I can't decide, I just pick this one because, like, obviously. And I have a mug that you got me at a yard sale before your accident even. Like, that's how long we've had that at the house, and then I took it. Oh my god, Milo, this isn't about you.
Come on.
Hi. I'll let you hang out if you shut up in the most loving way possible.
Okay, no more crying.
That's something you could talk about, my goodness. You're a fucking Iron Woman. I'm serious. Like, when I tell people, like, oh yeah, my mother had 2 brain aneurysms, a stroke, a few heart attacks, and she's been in a couple motorcycle accidents and, like, other injuries, but she's fine.
Yeah.
Like, the amount that you've bounced back from.
That's where your sister gets the
I was gonna say,
iron
no
will.
fucking woman, no, yeah.
That's where she gets that. But that's why, like, I tell you and your sister, both of you, to, if you have something that you think is wrong, go get checked out immediately. Yeah. You know, I had a headache, and I have headaches all the time.
Yeah, me
Still
too.
have headaches all the time. And it was a headache. I had a headache for a few days, and it got real bad. I lost my vision for a couple minutes, and I was at work, and it came back, and I could see fine. I still had a headache and continued working. 10 days later, I left work, and I still had the same headache.
Yeah.
So it was like 2 weeks into the headache. I went home and woke up and said I needed my migraine medication and had 2 brain aneurysms and a stroke.
And wasn't it Casey that called 911?
No, it was Sean that called 911.
Oh,
but
okay.
the funny thing was that...
I thought Casey did. Oh my god, this cat.
Away!
Yeah, your cat hurt her. She's already crying. She's already like, how dare you take me out of the center of attention.
I was only 35.
Yeah.
You know, and I almost died. I guess Casey was there and saw it happen. He was 4.
I went all this time.
He thought I was playing a joke. He thought I was kidding.
Oh, okay.
Then I fell on the floor and started like pretending to have seizures and stuff. And I actually was. And he thought I was joking.
Yeah. I thought this entire time that he called 911.
No.
Oh, okay. Take away that hero story from Casey. Whoops. Like at 4 years old, I was just like, and at 4 years old, he called 911. Like, he's so smart.
No.
Again, he's still like a smart, interesting individual now. I feel like we keep shading him like, he's a brat.
But I couldn't.
That is some shit to go through. And you lost 15 years of your memory, right?
15 years of memory. I couldn't walk. I could barely talk.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't feed myself anything. And
I remember our first like real conversation was about the when we brought you home. I was just like, "Do you want something to eat?" And I made you a ham and cheese sandwich like at what 10, 11? Well, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
How old I was. I think I was in 4th or 5th grade. And that whole time is a blur. Like,
it is to me too. A lot of it is.
I mean,
but
that
like
makes sense.
I don't remember a lot from, I'd say like my 20s. 20s or early 30s. I don't really remember too much of.
So like, do you remember me?
I didn't remember you, no.
Right.
I didn't remember you. I didn't remember your brother. But the strange thing that had happened was that they had brought your cousin in. I thought they brought your cousin in.
Oh, really?
And Well, a little
This
boy
cat.
came in, a little boy with blonde hair,
Okay.
and I'm thinking, it's Alan.
Oh.
Because at that time, me losing all that memory, I
Oh,
was
he like
back
would
to
have
when
been
he
that.
was like 4 years old.
Okay. And how old
And-
was he at that time then? Oh,
He was in his 20s,
Okay.
but I didn't know this.
Right.
But I thought he was Alan, and I said, "Come here, buddy."
Yeah, I'm
And
just
he-
trying to like figure out the time difference. You know what I
Right,
mean?
he would walk up to the bed, and when he got up to the bed, I would say, he would just look at me strange because I had tubes and stuff coming out of my head. And I said, "What's the matter, Alan?" And he'd back right off, and I didn't know what was wrong. And then I call him Buddy again, and he would come back again. And then come to find out, they were telling me that it wasn't Alan, that was Casey,
Oh wow.
and that he was my son.
Yeah.
And I totally didn't understand that.
Right.
That was crazy. And then
Yeah.
they were telling me that Shannon was 17, and they brought her into the room next. I was just, no way.
Yeah.
She was like 3 or 4.
Right. That's crazy.
It's pretty
And then I
crazy.
was just some random bitch. Like, whose man's is this? Like, or woman's in this room
Yeah.
case. But yeah, it's kind of just like almost bonkers to look back at that time. Not only for just like the shit that Shannon went through, but like what you went through. Remember like flyers going out for like the benefit and everything
Uh-huh.
for you. And everyone figured out that it was like my mom. And I was just like, she just had a headache.
Yeah.
Because no one like explained it to me. I was too young to understand. It was like, yeah, she just had a headache. But here you are. You almost forget because like you have the strength to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sure it might be different for you because you have to take all these like medications and shit. But like at that time, it was a lot, obviously. But like we've all just like handled it so well since.
Mm-hmm.
Because like as a family, we've had to be strong. There's no other
Yeah.
option. Like
Right.
between you and Shannon, for the most part, like the most I've had for like health scares is like the the fucking, what do you call it? Like cancerous mole on my neck.
Yep.
I got that removed in like 8th grade, like just like snap with a laser.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nothing to me compared to that. And I had to wear like a neck brace. And everyone was like, oh my god. And I was just like, this ain't shit. Like, like what do you mean? Like having to watch like my sister and all sorts of different casts and like surgeries, and then like you with all these different things. Like anytime you have like a headache worse than normal, or like any sort of like heart whatever the fuck, like you have to call 911 pretty much
Yeah.
to like just to be safe, like because like everything that your body has physically been through, which is like such a not a fortunate way to live, but like it's just different in the way where it makes it harder on you, but you're still strong enough to prevail.
Right. Yeah, I just think there's just a lot of things that are hereditary that you have to think about in life, and it seems to me that I got everything
Yeah.
in one. Because my mother had a stroke. I mean, first she had a brain aneurysm.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
She had a brain aneurysm, that's why she had passed out. And she hit her head off the sidewalk.
Okay, no, I thought she just like
And-
slipped and fell. See, I was so young that people just like
Right.
I never got the updated story.
She had a brain aneurysm and a stroke, and then my grandmother had a massive stroke. They
Future
think that
looks bright.
she may have had a brain aneurysm also, but it was just so long ago that they didn't diagnose that.
Okay.
But just the symptoms that she had all match.
Okay.
You know, like
yeah.
she went back
yeah.
to, she lost her memory. She went
Okay.
back to childhood years. You know, she couldn't
Yeah.
speak English anymore. She could only speak French
Mhm.
because she was from Canada. And
Oh,
that's all they
right,
spoke
yeah.
growing up was French.
Mhm.
I had a lot of time in hospitals
Yeah.
with myself, with your sister, and I was listening to you two talking and about, you know, having children and stuff like that and stuff. And I was thinking today, and I thought of something totally different from, like, I've seen on TV and online that they have kitty cuddlers. They're for like babies that are like drug abused, or
Okay.
you know, they could
Yeah.
people go into the hospital and they cuddle with the babies and stuff. And I really thought about it and thought about the kids that were in the hospital with your sister, and there was a lot of kids that were just left there.
Oh wow.
You know, there was a little boy that befriended your sister. He was a little bit older, and he was in DSS custody. Nobody was there with him. He was just by himself. He was beaten pretty badly, and he couldn't speak anymore. His tongue had...
Thank you for the dramatic entrance.
His tongue had gotten damaged, and he couldn't speak, but because of his tongue, he had to keep having surgery.
Yeah.
And I asked what his name was, because he'd always come around your sister and stuff, and I talked to her. Finally found out his name, and I called him by his name. And I never saw a kid run so fast, screaming, running down the hall. And I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? And then found out that you couldn't call him by his name because he was afraid.
Oh, wow.
So they called him Poppy, and he liked it. And he became friends with your sister and used to walk around with us all the time. And she was little, you weren't even born yet. And
Okay.
she was real young, you know. But I think of those kids,
Yeah.
you know, that are just there by himself. He's just wandering around the floor of the hospital by himself, just nobody's visiting, no one's there with him, nothing. And I thought, you know, why don't they have people that go into the hospital for these kids?
Right.
You know? Because if you think about it, you know, if a child's in, you know, state custody or doesn't have good parents or whatever, and is just left at the hospital.
Right. I don't know about like the hospital specifically, but I actually have a friend who works at, it's kind of like a school, like a boarding school situation for kids like that. And like each staff member gets like one person that they focus on, and like she tells me all these kind of, it's like the same situation where like they've been like abused their entire life and like just kind of like left for dead, and then like they get taken in. So like I have hope that they would end up in a situation like that, but like in the hospital even still, like you're going through the toughest time of your life, and like we at least had like you and like all the other support systems through everything, and like we supported you when things were going like south, like through the accident and whatnot. Like we had that foundation of a family, so it's just like it breaks my heart to think about, you know what I mean, like that they don't have the same opportunity.
And I have a friend that
got real sad real quick.
She had taken on a foster child, and you know, I hear her calling his name and stuff, and they live close by, and I actually seen him in the grocery store, and it was first time seeing the child up close, and I kind of had to step back a minute and think about it. And she said, what's today? And he says, today was number 2. I said, number 2? What's number 2? And he said, there's 3 steps to happiness, and we hit number 2. And I said, oh. And I said, what are the 3 steps? And he said, number 1, I got my stitches out of my head. And I said, really? And he said, yeah. And then he said, today was number 2. And I said, what's that? And he said, I got my glasses, so now I can see good. And I said, oh. And he goes, and I said, and what's number 3? And he goes, number 3 is, means I get to stay with her forever.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh Jesus! Even when times are tough, like when, I mean, it is. I don't want to keep pointing fingers, but it's usually like you or Shannon in the hospital.
Yeah.
But we have each other. And like sometimes it's just so easy to forget that because it's so normal, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
but
not everyone has that
the best part
opportunity.
about the whole thing was she took him from the hospital.
Yeah. Like from that sort of situation.
This was a little boy that was beaten.
Oh, it's the same kid?
No, this was another child that was beaten.
Okay.
And she went in and got him.
Yeah.
And now has him as a foster child.
Oh, I love that. See, we need more of like that situation. Because I don't know if the kids that are at my friend's work are like up for adoption or like put into foster homes. I don't know if they just like live there full time or what their scenario is until they become full adults.
Right.
But like, I mean, they still all care for them. Like, obviously trying to make them still feel like kids in that situation. But again, you just don't understand like how good you have it until like you see something like that. And I mean, we've still been through like hell and back. Like I said, you're Iron Woman, but I don't want to say things could be worse because I always feel bad like comparing lives. But
things could always be worse though.
It's just
no matter what it
matter
is,
of appreciating of what, like being appreciative of what you have.
Exactly.
Because you never know how quickly you could lose that, how quickly things could change, or just like how different someone else's experiences on this planet are.
Mm-hmm.
And not in the best way. Because there's plenty of like celebrities hoarding money that they don't need.
Right.
But there's also plenty of people that are like scrounging the street corners, collecting quarters to get like a fucking candy bar to like live to the next day, you know what I mean?
And they're not complaining about anything.
Take your experiences day by day and appreciate all those little things. Like you literally like woke up this morning.
Right.
You're breathing.
Yeah.
You have a roof over your head. You might not always have like the most fully stocked fridge. You might not always love your job, but like you don't understand how much more you have to appreciate until you take a second to realize it. But I feel like it's more common to just like power through because you have such a high level of like strength through everything. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's different in like our situation versus people that are just like la-di-da, like just wake up 9 to 5, like go on vacation to the Bahamas.
Yeah. Bahamas,
like,
what's that? You know, my vacation is New Hampshire.
That's still vacation.
That's about as far as I get.
Yeah. Some people don't realize how good that they have it. And some people don't like appreciate what they have. But I feel like in our family, we can at least like appreciate life. Like, you know what I mean? Because we've been like so like, I mean, we've had plenty of death in our family, but we've had so many like close calls.
Right.
You with all the heart attacks and the brain aneurysms and the stroke. And you even got into like motorcycle accidents where you had to get your hand reconstructed and shit. Like, and then Shannon, like how they put a timestamp on her, like you're only gonna live till you're 19 and she's almost 31. Like, we've like thought that we would see the end so many times, and so many people in our family. And like so many people are still like fighting these terrible diseases and like disorders like in our family. But everyone like every time I interact with those people, like I don't want to name names because I don't want to make them feel like but like they seem like they're perfectly healthy. Like we know what they're going through, but they're still like chipper. Like
there's a lot too that you don't realize. I think because sometimes people are worse than you see. You know what I mean? Just because
that's another thing. Like you don't know like what someone's going through.
Looks healthy on the outside doesn't mean they're healthy on the inside.
Yeah,
I
know
spent time with someone and was kind of set aside a little bit that they were in as rough shape as they were. Yeah, I didn't realize how.
Because like some people like will put on like the front, but it's not a front, it's just strength. You know what I mean? And then they tell you, be like, this, that, the other thing is what's happening to me, and you're just like, what do you mean?
Right.
Sort of thing. And I feel like that's what you're saying. Like I can recognize both sides, but I can admire when people like have the strength to power through, and like they don't always let it be known that they're going through something hard. Like they like find the appreciation in day to day to still find like happiness. As much as it is terrible, like what these people are going through, it's still like so incredible to find ways to not let that stop them. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. We're like all these people like in our family, they still seem like fine and like in it, like they're like still interacting with everyone, like they're not just like letting their diagnosis be their death sentence. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they're still living their life, whether we know how well or how badly they're doing. Right. So it is like kind of, it does take you back when you're just like, what do you mean? Like, this is
because
like,
you just saw the person and they were fine.
Yeah. It doesn't even matter if it's like a disease or whatever. You never know when like your time is up. Like,
no, you don't. You really, really don't. And if I'm correct, last year, Mother's Day, I spent with Ryan. And you?
You did! Oh my god. We went to the Burlington Mall because I had the wrong impression of what Primark was. I thought it was just like a cooler, Walmart, but it was like super like junior section, and I was like trying to make the best of it, being like, because I thought you would love it, because I thought that like the impression that I had, that it was just like, from all the stuff that I'd seen on the internet, was just like, it was super cheap, like everything was like really like so good quality, and there was so much of like a variety of stuff. And like it literally was, if you like, the junior section of a Macy's like vomited into a cheap store, and like I was just like, so we just like got lunch and like walked around. We went to Lush, like Ryan got you like the bubble bar thing, or not bubble bar, it was so like solid bubble bath thing, and like it was just like, oh wow, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I mean that's my main example when talking about like, you literally have no idea. Absolutely no idea. And you just like, you have to cherish the moments that you have with people while you have the chance.
Right.
Because again, you never know. Like, I literally ordered Olive Garden to go for us for dinner because like I knew he was having a hard day at work.
Right.
And then fast forward a couple hours and he's gone.
Right.
So I obviously had to cancel the order. So sorry, Olive Garden. Like, an hour before I was going to pick it up, but you can't predict the future, so you have to live in this moment and like have the strength to like live your life in the best manner. Like no matter what experience you've had, you can't let that have you grow bitter, but have you grow better, like stronger. Because like you haven't let it stop you. Like I said, Iron Woman. Like,
yeah, it's tough, but you know, you gotta do it. I had kids and stuff to think about. You know?
Oh yeah. You got kids?
I had kids.
Are they cool?
Kinda, I guess.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
Well, they tell me I have kids.
Because we don't look like it all.
No.
Welcome back, Miss. Like, I can't even control these cats. I don't know how I'm going to have children.
Miss, come here.
So...
Let's go.
What? I appreciate you for coming on to the show today. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're into this kind of thing. And with that, stay positive, my friends, and have a wonderful ass day.
You can call the shots, and every Sunday you can have a coffee talk. Live with no limits. Love is all we got, and every Sunday you should have a coffee talk.